There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Globe.
Psychologist, relationship coach,
the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself.
Once again, welcome back to Benjamin Zulu Global Show. My name is Sylvia Kirimi. An interesting time to be here. And today we're looking at a topic that arouses curiosity. We are looking at the sacred world of men that women don't understand. Quite an intriguing topic, yes. I know. And I want us to first of all understand what are the consequences of actually not understanding the sacred world of men.
If you don't understand it, you'll be in the dark. You'll be shooting your darts as if you're blindfolded. You'll be beating the air. You'll be fighting like one who's beating the air. When you don't have aim, there's no hope for hitting any target. So you cannot get it right to your husband, with your son, with any man, with partners at work. You keep coming off the wrong way, being misinterpreted. There's nothing as bad in this life as being misunderstood everywhere, getting it wrong everywhere. And sometimes earlier on in life, I realized I did not understand women, and it was very uncomfortable when you rub them wrong. They say you hurt them, or you do not understand them, or you communicate the wrong way, or misunderstood the message. Or when you do not understand the other gender, your world becomes very unsettling. You cannot be at peace at work, be at peace in your relationship, be at peace in anything when you don't understand the world of men. And I want to invite women to consider that the first man who should have taught you about men is really a friendly, present father. But the typical African father was not present. He was just providing. They did not see you, connect with you, validate with you, be there for you. It was not a thing. It was not even valued. It was not a man coming home after work. It was man going to the bar after work, going to his friends after work, going to church after work. So the men who should have journeyed with you stayed in Nairobi when you're in up country. Yes. They came once in a blue moon. So the men were supposed to journey with us. They were not there. They did not validate their sons. They did not validate their daughters. Did you know I had one lady explaining she was a complete ambassador of early 30s. Imagine a woman is a full ambassador, not some deputy someplace. That's a very high role to be a diplomat on that level when you're so young. Yeah. And people always ask, and she said, I've been in this job for 10 years. Huh? How old were you when you started? She said, I've climbed the ladder, I've been in corporate world. And I said, what's the secret? She said, my father validated me like a strong woman. My mother and my sisters would be calling out when I'm dressed in a very, I wear boots, I'm wearing a jumpy manner, I'm a teenager, I'm going out energetic, and my sisters and why are you dressing like that? My dad would interrupt them and sing me a song. Yeah. He would literally clap and sing, hey, that's my girl, go show them, go. I said, my dad showed up at my swimming gala and called out my name, shouted my name on top of everybody. I said, my dad was a very accomplished guy. He could have been busy anywhere. But he would show up at my events and cheer me up. Whether I won or I did not win, my father being there was a win already. Yeah. She had achieved so much by just saying, my dad paid me attention. Okay. She also said he was not a very good husband.
He was a good father.
He wasn't an all-around good man. He was just fond of her. You know.
And it propelled her to places.
Can you imagine? She said, my siblings don't think so about my father. They didn't have that with him, but I had that with him. Maybe I validated him the way I was intelligent or something, you know. If accidentally parent loving one child made her such a high flyer in life, how much more if men we can just learn that secret? Go home, attend your child's football match, attend their day. When they're reciting those verses in church, sit in front there, cheer them, clap for them. Somebody said, I'll clap so loudly for my children, they won't notice who else is not clapping.
Yes.
I'll be all over. Just clapping for my child. Yeah. And Princess Diana, one of the most famous photos is when she was racing. They would have competition for the school where the mothers, the parents would compete. Okay, not the children now. And or sometimes they escort kids over there and then you're escorting here. Yeah. So she was running. As a mother, she was that dedicated. Just to tell you that. I also saw another wrestling match where the guy was being beaten. He has almost given up. The mom came and whispered something close there. And the guy got energies and fought and turned the game around. To tell you, if only we could learn what a difference it makes. But many daughters today have to figure out men from outsiders, have to figure out men from many men who are very inconsistent in their lives. We are sorry that we have to explain these things, but if you can listen, it is not that hard to understand it if you are committed to learn. The men who are healthy, the men who are present, the men who should love you are very few in society. Many men are keeping quiet because they have a lot of secret life. Their phone is a sacred cow because it contains a lot of incriminating evidence. That's why people hide their phones from their partners. It's not Greek. It's not rocket science.
Definitely.
We tend to assume there is more private. You know, people are pretending like the phone is more private than their private part. They can have your body where you can have your phone. Because you are doing mischief. You open doors. Sometimes people are just out for open doors. They may not be actively cheating yet, but they're open doors.
Yes.
They're throwing their nets. They are welcoming applications. they are giving suggestive language. And to tell you that, what you need to understand about men, unfortunately, although it was supposed to be modeled, if you had a role model like that, congratulations. But a lot of people did not have a role model like that. They had to learn it by themselves. They had to grow into it, and that's what we're teaching you today. The one thing I want you to learn about men that may surprise you is that a man needs a strong woman as a stabilizer for his life. This is one reason men overstay with their mothers. This is one reason they drag their mothers along. When a man has a strong mother whose advice always helps him, whose prayers always stabilize him, whose encouragement always gives him strength, whose thoughts are always very accurate, who, when he remembers her, he behaves right. He comes home. He cannot, because she has a stabilizing, organizing effect on him, he gets hooked on that. A man on a mission attaches himself to a woman who helps him stay on course. You know, athletes always have coaches. That part we know. That when you hear Kipchoge is winning, you expect there's a coach. When you hear a person is performing, there's a coach. Even when they become big, they even have security. Messi has a security. When he's playing, there's another guy on the sideline, apart from now a coach. Particular security for, and people try to break away to go to interact with him. And one boy broke away like that. And it was very legendary about that security guys are really highly sensitive. Because the field is very big. He's on one side. But he should be the one to reach Messi first. So one guy managed to jump over and he was very speedy. And people only noticed when the guard started moving before anybody noticed what was going on. And he managed to intercept the person, because you don't know what they're coming to do. There could be an enemy coming to stab with a knife. You know, it turned out it was an obsessed fan who just wanted some signature. But interrupting again, you know, disorderly, you know. Just to tell you, sometimes the wakefulness you need, the awareness you need, athletes are already comfortable with it. Let me get a coach, let me get security, let me get somebody to teach me. That's what a strong woman becomes to a man. I want to think with, want to encourage you, to set a bar for you, to push you forward. Don't wait until you're a professional athlete. You may not become a professional athlete to know that you need a coach. Men have recognized the source of wisdom that women bring to their life. And even when they don't call it that, they just know that's a very useful advisor. I gave you an example the other day that you may have men who rely on you for advice and they are nobody to you. Just a former college mate, just a former classmate. Brother-in-law, somebody funny, who has no reason really telling you about the car they want to buy. Who should not be telling you about decisions, the problems they got themselves into. Let me come buy you lunch. Can I see you? You wondering, hey, what's up? Let me just come. Then they buy you lunch. I messed here, I messed there. Oh, this, what can I do? I'm wondering, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a psychologist.
I'm not your wife.
You are a wise woman. Men want a wise woman. And I want you to know, when he's marrying a conscious man, I keep repeating the word conscious man because many men are not conscious. They live by instinct, something like animals. But for the day, for the feeling, for survival, there's something until it clicks in a man. He is very close to survival instinct. And they feel good at the moment. And they live like this. They don't calculate far. Many of them are learned. You can find a doctor, lawyer, somebody's big career, but they live for today like this. You ask them, why would you do that? Obviously, down the line, it was going to complicate.
Yeah.
I just found myself. People hate thinking because thinking may cause them to have to change something.
Yes.
So when you live from ego, from neediness, from survival, from the moment, from today, your life becomes just haphazard and landmines are exploding everywhere.
Yes.
People don't like to reflect. When you ask them, why wouldn't you reflect? What is your standard? One guy asked me, I met this woman, she drank too much on our first meeting. Drank too much. Okay. Next, she borrowed me money. Next, she wants me to organize a party for her. Next, Martin, what's your question? Okay, where are we going with this? What do you think?
It's done. There's nothing to think about there.
You may think it's obvious for you because you have exercised having a standard and measuring people getting standard.
Yeah.
If I see red flags that are not acceptable to me, it's not a dilemma.
Yes.
Where's the dilemma there?
There's no dilemma.
So why? Because people fear thinking, fear making decisions, particularly when they have already somewhat fallen in love.
Yeah. Yes.
Somewhat. A lot of men will buy some car or something precious to them at some point in life. They are very rational when they're buying the car that they saved the money. They're very rational. A sober guy wants to make sure he's getting it right, is to check. He doesn't mind losing a certain deal if he cannot get the right confirmation. Sometimes the problem is not inside or outside, it's underneath.
Yeah.
You need a person to check, has it leaked oil? You need to check, was it joined? Is this a salvage? Was it a car that was,
Yeah.
You need to is the engine giving this expected sound? Could there be, you buy cars that you think are fresh import or very new, and then you don't test them well.
Yes.
Only to, when you reach that near rough road of your home, you realize it's noise coming from the chairs. They're not fixed quite well. But you said, this is a fresh one, it's new. It's as good as new,
Yeah.
Just to tell you that there's a place men know how they need to be prudent. And when men go to athletics or to performance, they know they need coaches. Also, most men in life know when you have a woman who's an advisor, it's a kick of advantage. Pilate knew it when he was going to adjudicate a matter that involved our Lord. The wife told him, I dreamt at night that man is innocent. Don't be guilty of his blood. Leave him alone. The men who want a woman like that who can advise them.
Yeah.
So one thing you don't understand about men is that they are not all powerful or self-content. They need a strong man. Let me describe how you can be. This woman who a man says, no, I can't leave this one alone.
Okay.
And you can beat the other girls who have better physical features than you. Rather than feeling insecure that your legs are not this way, your nose is not the other way, your sheep is not over there, you are Nash. Now there is so much Nash. Story about Nash. So there's something else working with what you have. Now add to it being a strong woman. You mean woman who's deep, who's principled, who's dependable, who's consistent, who's self-controlled, who is self-respecting. Those things that you read, you learn, you're knowledgeable. You listen well. You grasp his fear. You grasp his concern. You get his mind. You can empathize.
Yeah.
That depth of empathy, that depth of understanding, that comprehension of what is going on is what is rare out there.
Yeah.
Most women just want to be given. Those who give understanding, give support, give patience, give insight, give perspective, give input. Sylvia, it's rare, it's refreshing, it's addictive. But where do you get it? You have to read a mountain of books.
Yes.
You have to have a program of voice learning. You must have an appetite for shows, appetite for podcasts.
Yeah.
Many women don't have an appetite for that. Honestly, you find them at job staring. Have you noticed how women are idle? Can you start looking?
Yeah.
You find women at their job staring, just on social media, just chattering. Government workers are notorious for just chattering like mange. Never thinking, never skipping quiet to take in anything. Have you felt objectified when people are attending your hair and they're chattering as if you're an object?
Yeah.
You're a human, they're working on your hair.
Yes.
And then they're chattering as if
you're not even there.
They tilt your head this way, then they go back. Until you're waiting for, you're talking to me, you're talking to. So they keep you in suspense. It's so boring. You go to a photocopy place to do some photocopy and you are annoyed the few moments you're there.
Yeah.
You see, when I went home, hey, how many copies you like? Hey,
You said how many copies?
They do 5 shillings, 15 shillings. You go, and you guys, yeah. Can you just respect my humanity?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
That because people don't take in, they get addicted to always taking out, talking their emptiness and being always wanting to be entertained, talking. The noisier the people, the poorer they are. Mark that.
Wow. Okay.
Mark that. You will observe that pattern, and I hope it will not be too late. When people get serious with life, they get more quiet. They get more attentive.
Yeah.
They have things to take in. They have things to process. They pay attention. They respect that you chose their shop. They're happy to serve you.
Yeah.
I used to go to a certain barber shop, and there's a bit of, they're out there. Somebody has gone looking for.
Yes.
And one day I just got fed up, never went back there. They were doing it very well, you know. Men were very loyal. Sometimes you tend to maintain a barber
Yes.
for a very long time because you don't have to keep teaching new people.
Yeah.
Even those of us who don't have a lot of hair, we have style. You are about to ask me, now Zulu, which is style? Surely your head is already styled by God. Yes, together with the act of God.
I was already confirming.
Personal touch. So men tend to be very loyal. But now if you find a person who does not honor your presence, or they're shaving you and they're making you, alas, I don't know who will tell those personal services people to shower, clean up at least twice a day, to refresh.
Yes.
They make you endure their sweat, their stench. Particularly if you go in the afternoon, evening when people have worked for a long day. Isn't it common sense to just clean up some point?
Yeah.
I mean, and then when they're working on your head and they're standing, where are you near?
The armpits.
It's... And you ladies, when you shave, they put you here. Your head. I don't know why you do that. That's not professional. Please, can you look for other postures? I really suggest women you should work on that.
Yeah.
It's very funny. You know, you are sitting
I actually saw a conversation that people were talking about that. It wasn't good at all.
Other people, they're shaving you, they're bruising you here. You know, those days of Corona, it was very common.
Yeah.
Nowadays, even without COVID, you're entering, why am I smelling people's breath? You know, you know.
Yes.
And also, you ladies sometimes are attended by men. Very good men who plait your hair very well. And even prefer the guy because he does not have a lot of... But if he's not professional, he's rubbing you with his body. You make so uncomfortable. You want to leave the work is in the middle. You needed to get this done. Hair is very time consuming. You want to go to the next thing. It can be harassing.
Yes.
You know, I don't know who will tell people that to become this person who has depth, even when you're at work, you should be playing material that helps you. You should be playing things... we go sometimes to those places and it looks like club. They play music that brings just... Are you always sensual, thinking alcohol, thinking party? It's pitiful. I don't understand. What is that your brain the whole day? Party, hey DJ party, women lift your heart. Playing club music at your workplace the whole day?
Yeah.
What are you consuming?
It is annoying.
What are you consuming? Why don't you put things that are just uplifting, calming? Or who said you can't play messages and it's your workplace? Who said you can't play podcasts? Who? I don't know why we keep choosing the wrong things.
The wrong things.
We have Wi-Fi at our workplace or Wi-Fi at home, but when we log in, when we have the internet, where do we go to? Many people today can access free Wi-Fi where they work.
Yes.
Or even where they stay.
Yes.
And maybe they're not the ones paying, or it's just after you pay, it's available.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Yes.
What do we do with our time? We go to TikTok, we see people shaking what their mama gave them. And we're not shaping what our mama gave us, we're just shaking this, not shaping this. Where I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to tell you, to be the woman who a man relies on for insight takes you to have an appetite for learning. I was very afraid that I would marry a woman and we can't relate on that level.
Yeah.
I used to really worry because I knew we shall be together when we marry, but 5 years down the line we'll be worlds apart. I knew for sure if I marry a person who is not on the same hunger
As you.
of learning, we will drift apart.
Yeah.
And I know women go through things, childbirth, they go through other things men don't go through.
Yes.
That part I acknowledge. But I just knew, if you resign from self-improvement, at some point our conversations will be worlds apart. My perspective will be so evolving. The lessons I'm learning. And I just want you to know that you can make yourself relevant. You can make yourself important. You can make yourself successful, unforgettable. Successful in terms of being an advisor, wise, unforgettable when you are always learning. And nowadays, knowledge has been brought even to, you can just play.
Yeah.
You know, YouTube has books, complete books. YouTube,
Yes. Yeah.
complete books. But you can't find it when you're not looking for it. Even the algorithm learns you. It brings you the nonsense you keep to be clicking.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very interested in successful guys, and one of the most successful group is the intelligence group of Israel called Mossad. That organization, Mossad, is, they call themselves Gideon's spies, the spies that Gideon sent.
Yes.
So Gideon's spies, Mossad, and they have performed such activities in the world that have been, they look like science fiction, like the way they performed the Entebbe raid. And they rescued the Jews who would have been captured there by Idi Amin. With very many, it was the least casualties. They lost only one soldier. In the whole history of hostage rescuing. The most successful to date hostage rescue mission was the Entebbe raid. And they disguised as if it's the president returning, so they were up. They played it so well until they took themselves, they mimicked his car, mimicked everything, appeared like him until they got in, rescued the people. But I was learning them, and they said because of their consistent success, they have had mishaps here and there, but because of their consistent excellence, a myth has developed around Mossad. Myth, conspiracy theories. Nobody understands them because they don't take credit publicly, they just do. And their enemies knew Mossad is on your trail. And they usually just kill you and leave you there. It's illegal to go to other countries and kill criminals, but that was, they only had to do that to survive in the world.
Yeah.
I was comforted when they said, if you consistently perform and deliver results, a myth grows around you. That you're some kind of born genius.
Yeah.
That you're some kind of, I've heard of you, Nebuchadnezzar told Daniel. That the spirit of the gods is in you. That you can dissolve doubts and answer hard questions.
Yes.
Kings will tell you, I've heard of you. That there's something about you. That you can crack hard issues. If you become a reader, hungry, a myth will grow around you. I hear you like to know everything. A myth. That myth gives you very unforgettable aura. Like Queen Elizabeth I. She had such consistent standards and grew United Kingdom to unprecedented success.
Yes.
She was very cautious and calculating. She lived a virgin, died a virgin, but she made many men try to marry her, sign treaties with Britain, UK, she used whatever she had, being a woman, yet she made the country very prosperous.
Yes.
There's a myth around Queen Elizabeth I to this day. There's a myth around Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Because of how successful he was. Become a mythical woman. Developed so much that nobody can quite grasp where you get all these ideas from.
Yes.
Men need a stabilizer woman in their life. The second thing about the world of men, which may surprise you, is that the magical food for a man's ego is appreciation. It is so simple, you keep tripping over it. It's so simple, you keep violating it.
It's so simple.
The things that men need sometimes look like boyish.
Yeah.
They really don't look grown. Because you keep patting the back of your 5-year-old boy.
Yes.
When he lifts a flask, when he performs a math.
Yes.
And you notice, it works better.
And that's what the man wants
It
also.
works better than discipline,
Yes.
than quarreling. Good boy, you did
Yes.
that. Tomorrow you'll be willing. Mama did that. So that he can say thank you. You notice also when I appreciate, he gets motivated.
Yeah.
That's easier to work with than having to push Kane, motivate, lecture, teach. You know?
Yes.
And you know, that's cool. So you learn to notice. You learn to notice what he does. To notice what he does.
Yes.
And then you pay attention. And him, he wants to keep doing better. When I learned that principle, I realized my teachers used that on me so much. I would perform, they notice it, I perform again, and I want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I want to keep doing it just for the appreciation.
Yes.
Just for the appreciation.
You're motivated by the appreciation.
And when it is just genuine and simple, don't even overthink it. Don't even overthink it. And as I told you, always phrase your appreciation to appreciate the effort. Not the personality. Don't say it's because you're naturally challenged. That's why you're doing that. No. Don't even call people genius.
Yes.
Occasionally you may, but I want you to appreciate the effort. Because sometimes the results are not always perfect.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
The man can work on something and it didn't yield. He really rose early and the deal didn't go through. So you mean there's nothing to appreciate there?
There is.
Thank you. Wow, you really rose early to work on that.
Yeah.
Here's a cup of tea. That's appreciation. You don't have always to follow the traditional language.
Yeah.
Another appreciation that I found with very, very many wise women is to mention him in his hearing, to gossip him in his hearing to other people. It's a very powerful.
Yes.
The way you brag about your son to your friend. I should see how Junior scored. He really worked on that math. The teachers are so proud of him.
True.
How does that make you feel? Wow, I was noticed. Use that on your man.
Yeah.
It's authentic and not overdone. There's something you say about flattery. When you praise people, when you validate them, you make it and let them earn it.
Yes.
Don't spoil brats, they sit down. You always flattering them.
Yes.
Make sure you are attaching it to effort. Just remember that. The effort the man makes to make you happy. The effort the man puts to give you something. The effort the man makes to provide for our home, to be there for our children, to show up for our daughter, for our son,
Yeah.
to be there for the Parents' Day. Do you know, by just talking to your mom and say, Baba so-and-so really stood in for us today. I could not have gone. He took all the... Imagine he sorted the kids, sorted the parents.
Yeah.
He really saved me a lot. He had it and he knows he's appreciated.
Yes.
It's just genuine. It's not the method. It's genuineness. Now, for something to be genuine, you must feel it.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So allow yourself to notice things and to feel them. There's another way of appreciating when we call them tokens. So that good meal for something somebody done.
Okay.
Whatever token works for you,
Yes.
but you should have grades of tokens.
Yeah.
According to degrees of effort. A hug suffices for them. A kiss suffices for whatever.
Yes.
Have a bucket full of them.
Yes.
Pull out the one.
I feel like it's very easy to achieve this
Yes,
actually.
and it has so much reward.
Yeah.
It motivates him, enriches the relationship, it brings the community, particularly when he's sincere and honest. Simple things like he made the bed, made them clean, particularly those things that he should not do.
Yes.
You know those things that are not his duty.
Yeah.
They are naturally not his duty. And he does them well.
But he tried.
Yes. Even if they are imperfect, you know, he can make you guys chapatis and they're shapeless.
Yeah.
Chapati, like, look at the map of Australia.
But he's made them anyway.
If you ridicule or you two are laughing, this one, who made this one? Oh my God. Do you know what
He'll never make them again.
Exactly. He will never try. When I was young, I tried making food. My sisters ate ridicule, laughing. Say, oh, this one. Come and see. Oh. I never.
Tried again.
What if I said, imagine he tried? This is a good first attempt.
Yeah.
Wow. If this is your first time,
You'd be motivated to doing it
I'll
again.
try again.
Yes.
but now they ridicule, they laugh. This one now today. Sarcasm is very cutting. It's very easy for you to be sarcastic.
Yeah. It is.
It's almost human nature.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know siblings can be just please avoid being savage with people, okay?
Yeah.
It's very easy to be savage. And just drop things there.
Yes.
But when it comes to your partner, try and check what they do well. Even when you need to correct something you don't like how they do. If you can start by picking what is positive about it, then suggesting that improvement,
Yeah.
it will be received better. Just to tell you, the magic food for man's ego, confidence, esteem is genuine appreciation. Yes.
So these are things that we really need to learn.
Exactly.
Okay, let me read something that you've written here about this man that we're talking about. First of all, when we were talking about this, when we started this conversation, I was thinking about so much actually bigger things that these ones that are actually not making sense right now. Yeah.
Right.
And there's something you've written here about pursuing men. Men are not meant to be pursued, and you're not designed to pursue yourself. Do not propose anything, rather show up and let him propose so you can weigh his proposal against what you need for your safety as a woman. Remember, your situation is more delicate because you migrate to his people. Now, why I brought this up is because I felt like the things that us women do, and instead of cultivating or achieving the topic that we are cultivating on the topic that we are having today, we actually chase them.
Yes, I think you're picking a very important point that what society has drummed up as a man, it was, I don't know, the pathological man. A healthy man is not hard to figure out. If you converse, if you watch him, if you observe him, and I likened by telling you that there's a boy in him that will never grow.
Yeah.
The little boy
Yes.
that you speak to, just like there's a girl in you that he needs to speak to.
Yes.
There's a boy in him.
That needs to be spoken to.
Once you learn that part,
Yeah.
and was it my mother-in-law who told my wife that always make sure there's food at home? And I think she took that advice seriously, and it has been a lifesaver, my friend.
Oh.
Sometimes you come from work starving,
Yes.
and you're frustrated, and you're agitated,
Yes.
and you're irritable, and you are bored, and you have no mood. When you eat, you realize, I was just hungry. You know, so the old woman gives an advice, you say, ma'am, only that? You called me so far to come to
Yes.
give me something deep. You know, you expect something deep.
Yeah.
Make sure there's always
Food. Something that simple.
It's too simple. Can you give me something mystical? You know? So if there's always a hot pot that has something, or some bitables, the man is even more likely to come home than a very dry home. And I tell you, I think sometimes men we are not out of touch. We are not in touch with our feelings too much,
Yeah.
because you may just realize you just needed to rest. You're just stressed over something, just hungry over this. You learn to observe yourself with time. You can transfer too much blame to a person because they did not have food
Yes.
at home, because your other 100 problems were hanging.
Yes.
And the one you could know is that you're hungry. And you're hungry, nobody makes food,
Yes.
But if you make food there, they realize, I need actually see it's not even that bad.
Yes.
Just learn the
The
simplicity.
simplicity.
Yes.
And not overdo things.
Yes.
Wow, that's the sacred world of men that we needed to know. And now we know it to get this amazing wisdom and insights from Benjamin Zulu. Please buy his books on www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. Sorry for that. And there's a book that I really need to talk about. Yeah, that is The Young Visionary. This is the latest book that he has written. Oh my goodness, this book, you just need to have a copy of this. It's a masterpiece for every pre-25. You can't afford to make mistakes in this life. Thank you so much for being here. Bye bye.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome.